Hello there guys, welcome to Queenstown in the Cessna Grand Caravan. Today we are flying. I'm going to go to my external camera. Ooh, got a lot of ATC messages apparently. Camera, there we go. So yeah, we're sitting here at Queenstown and we're going to be getting ready and flying ourselves down to Milford Sound, hence a Milford aircraft. I'll just show you. Oop, there you go. So flying. Taking off from here, I'm going to fly down like Wakatipu. I'm not good at pronunciation, I'm sorry in advance. There's some really high terrain in this area, so we're going to fly along the lake. When we spot Glenorchy, we'll turn on course. But it should be a nice, fun little flight. It's sort of a hybrid really, isn't it, of my usual let's go fly GA. So, I'm going to hide the yoke for now. I'm going to try and remember how to turn this aircraft on. I'm going to turn those lights on, and we are at this point taxiing for takeoff. So, battery on, fuel boost, auto, and control easy. I'm going to do a quick flight control check whilst this does its thing. My rudder doesn't seem to work, and my throttle seems to have locked itself. Outstanding. Avionics are coming to life, which is nice. We'll open the moving map. There you go, that's our departure. So we're going to taxi out and just fly out towards the lake. It's a gorgeous flight, gorgeous area to fly in this. I'm going to increase my range. So yeah, you can see it wants us to go pretty much direct, but you can see there's some high terrain there. I mean, yeah, you can't see.
System test. Okay.
Outstanding. Belt up. Nope, that doesn't work. Cabin lighting here, we don't need it, it's the middle of the day. Strobe light I don't need. Put my taxi lights on for now, because we're about to taxi out, but I'm going to do a quick control check. I'm going to show you my controls, because I'm doing a test of only using the base, basically, the T1600, because I normally have the throttle quad on the side. But, yeah. Right, flight controls, primary controls. So, this is what, I always find this super weird. So, what I want is rudder axis. There we go. Validate. No. Okay. And then that's centralized. Outstanding. Power management. Sorry guys, it's really hot in my room today, and if I don't open the window I will melt. And then I'm going to go throttle. And where's my throttle axis? There it is. It's there's throttle 1, throttle 2, throttle 3, throttle 4. Throttle axis, there it is. Validate. There we go. Outstanding. Let's go flying. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird process setting controls up in this, but yeah. Right. So, no, that's my inertial separator. Whoa. Okay, well that worked. Bye boys. So, taxi lights, beacon lights, everything else is good to go. Let's get out of here. Nice little E-jet over there. Looks gorgeous, the weather today. There we go. Feels like I might be driving a yacht when I apply control axes in this. I don't need my anti-ice because it's actually quite a warm day. Fun fact, I used to work for a company called Serco in a contact centre in the north of England. They also do the airfield ops and firefighting at Queenstown. Shows how scary big this company is. And we're going to be departing, departing left, which is west.
Ground Air Milford, 89er, 1 request taxi for takeoff west departure.
Air Milford 89er, 1 taxi to and hold short of runway 23 taxiway Alpha 4 cross runway tree 2. Contact tower on 128.9er when ready.
I'm just going to take this because I know I'm cut
Taxi,
across.
hold short runway 2 tree using taxiway Alpha 4 cross runway tree 2 air Milford 89er 1.
Actually, wants us on 2-3, which is a westbound departure. Which I mean, oh god, he wants us on that. Nah, You know what? I'm just going to take off from here. Fuck it, boys. Right, power on. One lump of flap. knots, rotate, and because I really don't want to be dealing with his crap,
Air Milford 89er 1.
tune up his frequency. Right, so bit of a guide on what I'm using today. I'm using Orbex is, let's just check my audio levels, they're fine. I'm going to knock that down slightly. There we go. So I'm using Orbex's NZ mesh. Flaps up. And we'll just do a turn on course. So I'm using Orbex's mesh. To, you know, enhance the scenery. I'm using INI builds, Queenstown, and I think it's Orbex's Milford Haven as well. Milford Harbour, Milford Sound. So I keep getting confused with Milford Haven because that's a place in Wales. So on the downwind, we'll roll out. Whoa. Toro boy. Whoa. Yep. And stop flying towards the mountain. There you go, that trim's basically neutral now. So we are well set up for the flight, I guess. So you can see if we'd climbed out, we would have been going over those mountains, which, yeah, we would have probably cleared. But this is way more scenic, isn't it? That's our passenger compartment in the Cessna 208. There is a weird thing that happens when you're putting control input in and looking around with your mouse thing. It basically seems to stop you, or stop that input coming out. So if I am, like, putting right roll on or something, then the aircraft will, sorry, left roll, and looking, and then I take the roll out, and I'm you know, still looking around. It won't cancel the input, and then it'll just stay in there constantly, which is a bit of a weird one. Or if I'm touching anything else, basically. Which, yeah, a bit of an idiosyncrasy, as they say. So it's only a 40-mile flight. You can see, you know, not very long to go at all. ET 1612 local. Time now 16. Wait, what? That's not right. So oh, it's not got one. That's our current time. That's fair enough. Let's take our transponder. VFR and on out. So you can see one thing they've managed to get in here really nicely is the Garmin 5000, which has got the 3D scenery around, which is obviously it's not supposed to be used for navigational purposes, but it is just quite nice and reassuring to get a bit of an idea of where you are in relation to terrain. You know, it's easy to read, isn't it? Scenery is outstanding. Let's get a screenshot. Camera, external. Sun from this side, so. Actually, showcase camera would be much better. Okay, that's just... I don't understand this, so I'm going to come back to it later. Let's do that. I can use this for a screenshot. I'll just crop that out. Oops. There we go, to go full screen. Okay, we'll do our turn on course. Looking good. See, once we get up sort of to that height, the highest peaks, which is going to be about 5,000 feet, we'll level off. You know, this is all visual flying, so really, I don't even need the altitude gauges. I just need to be able to see I'm over the top of the mountains. You can see as well that you could plot valleys to take you there, but actually, you know what, we will. We're going to fly up that valley there. You know what? I need to get back flying. Like, this is the sort of stuff I miss. See, yeah. So if because I'm now got full right stick in, because I've got my view depressed, it won't let me put that in as well, which is interesting. I'll tell my yaw down from. Because actually, basically, I'm going to have to touch the rudders for this flight. Not really. Yeah. Help it out a bit. See, that's the slipskid indicator, so we're now in balanced flight. I've got about a third deflection on, and if I take that out, you can see it just wobbles ever so slightly. There we go. So it's that valley there I'm after, which is that one there. I just point the aircraft straight at it. This is gorgeous scenery. I need to visit New Zealand one day. Balance out. There's 5,000 feet for now, will be absolutely fine. So if I just go do that, and then pump out back a little further, about that much. There we go. So really, now that I've got that valley in sight, I can just steer towards it. So I'm going to steer towards the mouth. I'm not going to, you know, because I want... There are concepts to, you know, flying in a valley, like you stay on the left or the right. Actually, I'm going to hang left. That's a point. So the reason you don't fly up the centre is if you get to the end, all of a sudden, you've got to figure out which way you're going to turn. And you can very easily fly yourself into a scenario where you turn the wrong way, basically. So, yeah, bird you some. Just a hair. Just try and hold us at 143 knots. Just inducing speed. I'm not sure hair amounts of power in. So yeah, I'm going to fly up the left side of the valley, but I mean with this right now, there's no, you know, in this, you know, over the lake that we're over now, there's no problems at all if we have to turn. But when it gets to, you know, valleys like that ahead of us, that's getting a bit more snug, and also there's a hill at the end, so I should probably start climbing again. Let's just go trim 0.5. Show the aircraft. No, I'm going to go 0.4. 0.5 is a bit extreme. Yep. Okay. I want to climb back up. I'm getting a bit of... Yeah, see, that's snow covered, so that is much higher, but I'm going to fly up the left. Actually, you can see there's a little valley for us to snake around there, but it doesn't go too far, so, yeah. We've got... What's my distance to run here? Oh, look at that valley. That, you know what? I need to take the F-14 out around here. This is super fun scenery. Not the F-14, the F-15, correction. This is sort of one of the reasons I wish we had a global map in DCS. I know DCS's strength, in a way, is the fact that it's not global. But imagine, you know, fly like, you know, full fidelity F-18s around here. That would be super fun. I mean, I know New Zealand doesn't have an air force because they don't need one. Okay, they do have an air force. That's unfair of me. but they don't have any sort of fighter or bomber aircraft. Just a moment. And just like that, I'm back in the room, am I? Yes, I am. Cool. So, yeah. You know, the last thing they had were A4s, which the New Zealand A4s are absolutely badass. I'm just going to say that now. Oh, the A4 pilots were badass, correction. But, yeah. So, as I said, I'm going to better left on this valley. I'm going to stay at a reasonable altitude still. Sorry about that. I've just got a bit of a cough today. Again, I've been doing a daily COVID test. It's not COVID. It's a shame we can't put the belt up signs on. I mean, no, we're technically flying empty. Which is a shame. I'd love to be able to actually get passengers in these, but, you know. Right, well, let's just hold this point here. Actually, we still need to be climbing, really, don't we? So, come on. Okay, bit of power on. My rudder's gone a bit skew-if. I'm just setting altitude bucket. I'll set it for 8,000 feet, that mountain. So what are you doing, aeroplane? No, 0.3. You can see we've got a tallish peak there, about 6-7 down. That's the 8,000. That's over 10. We can't fly over that one. Well, we can, but yeah. Alright. Let's have a look around the cockpit whilst we're flying up this valley. So that's my avionics switches, standby alt power. So we don't need any of that. I'm just checking to see if any buttons I can push safely, kind of thing. Can't use my AC, unfortunately. Stick that to 85. Have I got rudder trim? Yes, I do. So, I put half a degree of rudder trim in. Is it the wrong way? Yep, perfect. You can see I'm at neutral or 0.4. 0.4 seems to be the golden ticket number for this aircraft. I think we're going to get some turbulence off these hills soon. This is just gorgeous scenery to fly in though. Really, you know, does. Actually, that's probably a thumbnail there. But two pilots, who, despite very different skin complexions, look nearly identical. Let's go wings level. I'm gonna fly around the curve here and just, you know, it's all. I think it's more. You know, actually, we can just go and see that valley in the 11 o'clock. That nice deep one that's got snow on all sides. That gets quite close to Milford Haven. We're going to basically power off and just drop like a stone when we get to the side. Ooh, my strobe light should be on. I missed that. Look at that. That is so cool. Love to visit here. I said it before, I'll say it again. This would be dream territory, I think. So, I think it looks like I've got a valley. So really, we've got that, and they've got a little bit of valley that way, and that'll take us into Milford Haven. So let's do that. probably just going to trim for level now. So I'll go to about 0.1. There we go. That's crazy. If we get that on the way into Milford Haven, then I am just going to have to climb above it. Okay, and this is problem. Right, now we've got to stay visual. So, power back, and nose down. So we've got to get below this cloud cover to get through this valley. So I'm going to stay right below it, but I'm not getting in cloud this close to big mountains. That's how you die. So look at that, we've just run straight into a snowy climate. This is crazy. There we go. I think there's definitely an issue with the clouds. There'll be clouds above us, but we just can't see them for game reasons. I'm just going to hold a bit of stick on. Hold us straight and level now. Just that attitude there. So yeah, really only got trim neutral. Or if anything, a little nose down. No, trim neutral. Come on, 0, thank you. Whoa. Right, I'm going to hang left here, and I'm just going to, again, left side of the valley. This flight, I think this is, you know, I really enjoyed the flight from Liverpool to Manchester in the Optica, but this is so different, and I'm enjoying it again like crazy. It's a shame about stuff like, you know, you can see that the rendering of the textures ahead isn't perfect until I'm getting quite close. But that's just, I think, my fault for flying at low level through hilly terrain, basically. Stay really close to this mountain here. Okay, we'll pop over the top here. Power on. And then Milford Haven should be a right-hand turn. Let's see what we see when we get behind over this mountaintop here. This is so cool. Yeah, we've got a clear right turn. There we go.
500.
Woohoo! I saw 300 feet as we were going on the top of that. Outstanding. Alright. Okay, I feel... So I'm going to dip down quite steeply because I can see the river below there. And that's sort of...
500.
you know, because I can just about see through it. I'm going to go straight for that before it shuts up. If that closes, which it won't because flight sim physics, we'll just have to climb all around and find a way in at low level. Actually, I can drop right down here. I can see that river ahead. I'm looking. That's what looks like a river to me. Or it's a landmark on the ground that I'm going to follow because I know that's something I can crash into. I can also see a lot of the high terrain poking above these. I can also see I should have a river appearing in that area there. Yeah, there you go. That's the beginnings of a frozen river. I have to go straight back down to 500 feet and just fly straight in here. There we go, 170 knots, we're going pretty quick. I'm just going to set my altitude bug to ignore. Oh, this is pucker factor. Right, dive, dive, dive. If I can see the ground before, well, okay, I thought this was a hill. Whoa. See, this is really dangerous right now. This is bad. Now I've got the ground in sight. I'm going to fly along this river.
500.
That's a hill. Please stop. 400 feet. Yikes. Where's the airfield here? It's on the 12 o'clock apparently. Apparently, I'm going to straight over the top of it. I might be taking my passengers back to thingy at this rate. There it is, tally the aerodrome. Wow, this weather is bad. Okay, I'm going to fly over the water. This is marginal at this point. Yeah, this is very marginal. Right, 1200 feet. I want 120 knots correction, power, so nose up. I'm going to kick full flap out. Get that speed to 80 and 90. Power on for a left turn. I'm going to turn hard left. Hope you just be able to align straight up on that runway. I'm landing into a headwind, which is nice. Small one, but it's a headwind. Dude, the weather forecast did not mention this. Okay, stick up. I thought it was supposed to be spring. Well, mid-spring in New Zealand. Flap up. We'll just vacate here, hopefully. There you go. Welcome to Milford Haven. There's some of our other aircraft parked up, which is kind of cool. Kind of cool indeed. I'm going to go park up next to them. Or... have we got any spare parking here? I'm going to have a free camp out to figure this one out. Basically, that's the only one we've got. So... let's figure out how we're going to get in there. I'm just going to spin around and get in and just park up on that line facing pushback tugger guy, I guess. So he really should be... Sorry guys. Sorry guys. Ian Milford here. Doing Australian accent in New Zealand. Don't know why. Okay, and tap, tap, and tap, and power, and tap. Right, that'll do. That's my parking spot, so back in the cockpit. Feather the prop. There we go. I'm going to turn my ignition to auto normal, so that's fine. Fuel cut off. 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 Flaps up. There you go. I'll kill my avionics, which should end the flight. There we go, it did. So we did... I don't get this. Apparently I've done loads of landings, but very few takeoffs. That was a really fun flight, actually. I'm going to continue and just hang out here for a bit and just chat. Honestly, I shouldn't have flown that approach. If... you know, in terms of real-world flying, this is... it's marginal VFR. What I probably should have done is... let's look at a map. So that's what I flew, whereas I should have probably flown straight out over here, flown around, found the river, and just, or the Milford Sound, just flown straight up it. But that was honestly really good fun. Let's complete that flight. Let's see what my landing looked like. My one landing on type was 246 feet per minute, 63 knots. That's, for what that approach was, that's not bad. Now, I know it says 1.94 G, but honestly, it's not as bad as it sounds. You can see there's a bit of a discrepancy in the scenery lineup compared to what this thinks it should be. But yeah, I mean, that was, you know, if this was a good day, that would have been a good approach. I'm just going to quickly, I'll set the aircraft up for it later. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed. I really enjoyed that flight, actually. I'll take a screenshot whilst I'm parked in Milford. In the winter wonderland. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye.